All right, I'd like to run a lesson called Mr. T's lesson on layers of accountability. Do you know what accountability means? If you're being held accountable for something, what does that mean? You're being held responsible, okay? Why am I doing this? What am I doing? This is being done in relation to year 10, but every year I do one of these because I get new people in new classes. They need to learn, okay? So it's not just targeted at you. I'd like to be able to use this for later classes, okay? It just applies to all my classes. We live in a time where if you're not happy with your grade, kids sometimes get their parents to hassle teachers about what they have done to teach their kids. This lesson's to show you how my classes work and the layers of accountability I've built so that really it becomes your responsibility and the hassling's not going to work on me, okay? So let's have a look. I literally just did a lesson with you. It's going to be on YouTube. So let's see. If you were to describe a lesson that I teach, if you disagree with this, hand up, forever hold your peace, okay? Is there a clear title outlining the skill that I'm trying to show you to do? Is there? Yes? Was it kind of clear at the start that we were going to do factorization today? Somewhat. What's somewhat about that? Did I say what factorization was? It's the reverse of expansion. Did I explain to you what a factor was?
Yeah.
Okay. 2. A clear explanation of what the skill thing is and why we need to know it. You need to know it because you're in year 10 and you need to be able to select from. Some of you are going to choose methods. Some of you are going to choose general, some of you are going to choose essential. I don't know that. So if I just skip it, people aren't going to be able to choose methods. That's why it's being done, why you need to know. 3, a clear formula or set of steps showing how to use the skill or thing. What the hell is that? A clear example of using the steps to apply the skill thing being taught. How many examples were shown today? 4. Well done. I thought you would skip this, but you didn't. 5, the remaining lesson time is left to practice the skill thing taught using exercises in the textbook. I'm being a hypocrite today because I'm ranting at you, but normally what would happen? Normally what would happen if I wasn't ranting, okay? 6, the remaining lesson time is left to check your answers to the skill thing using the answers in the textbook. Does anyone dispute that? If that's in dispute, you'll see you're wrong because I'm literally going to upload it to YouTube, okay? So that is my first layer of accountability. Layer 2, every lesson I teach, and even the lessons I'm away for, your day map will clearly indicate, is this today's? This is the last time you were sitting the test yesterday? The time before? The time before? The time before? The time before? Oh, there's the videos. So what I'm teaching, I tell you that I'm going to teach it. Then I tell you what to complete. That's the practice. Do I sometimes set homework? Yes. Your homework is only what you didn't do in class. And then are there attachments to the stuff that you need to do the lesson thing? If that's in dispute, you will see you're wrong because you can see this on every lesson I'm doing. Layer 3, supporting material. Outside of lessons, I also set up a lot of supporting mechanisms to ensure you practice the skill thing you've been taught. If you care to notice, you had a formative. Was the first question in the test something like this? It was multiple choice. How many times did you get to practice that? At least 3. That was the formative. Did you get a practice test?
Yes.
Did that look closer to, it looked quite similar, okay? Did I also record videos of me answering those, talking you through the way that I've taught? I don't teach it a different way. It stays the same. That's not all the time, it's when I have time, okay? Lastly, layer 4, I'm responsive to emails very quickly to answer your questions. No one's really asked me any questions in this class outside of in email. That's up to you. I can't make you email me to ask me questions. You probably don't ask questions via email because previously you've never got a reply. That's not me. All right? Try me. I'll also show you how to send red receipt emails so those teachers that don't respond to you, you can get them back for it. Okay? Lastly, I run lunchtime tutorials in this room every day unless I'm away if you need more face-to-face time. These aren't timetable lessons, so you have to come along yourself. Right? So out of all the items above, can we reflect on what am I responsible for? Am I responsible for having a clear outline? You agree? I have to have a plan and know what I need to know what the hell I'm doing, don't I?
Yeah.
Am I responsible for the clear explanation?
Yeah.
Am I responsible for giving you formula instead of steps?
Yeah.
Am I responsible for giving you examples? Am I responsible for making sure you have time to do the practice? But who's responsible for actually doing the practice?
Us.
Okay, so I'm going to highlight half of this as me, because if I took 50 minutes to teach something, do you get time to practice it? No. But do you agree that most of the time it's not? I'm just ranting today, okay? The remaining lesson time is left to check your answers. Is that up to you?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I've had some people go, oh, could you check my answers for me? If I spent the whole lesson checking your answers, when do I get to teach? Never. What am I choosing to do? I want to teach you, and then is it fair to ask you, when you do an answer, you check that it's right? Is that fair? You just look at the number and see if it's correct. If you don't know why it's wrong, that's when I come, okay? If that's in dispute, etc. Okay, day map lesson notes. Is it my responsibility to have good day map lesson notes?
Yes.
So all of this is my responsibility. You can't put the attachments there. Outside of the lessons, yeah, are you responsible for doing the formative and practice tests?
Yes.
Am I responsible for writing them? If you care to notice, are you responsible for checking the answers? Am I responsible for giving you solutions?
Yes.
Am I responsible for giving you videos of those? It's not going to be 100%. Those take time. Because if I stuff it up, do you notice that I edit those? No. I have to do it in one take. And if I stuff it up, I'm starting over. So it can sometimes take a while. That's up to me. Out of class support. I respond to emails. You just haven't tested me. Is it your responsibility to ask me via email? I'm not going to answer a question that hasn't been asked, am I? Is it my responsibility to run lunchtime tutorials? I don't have to. I'm not paid extra for those. Because they're not timetable lessons, it's up to you to come along. How much of this am I taking care of? Is it all your responsibility? I think I take the majority of this, and I think I've shown you that I don't drop the ball. The only way I'm going to drop the ball is if I friggin' died, okay? Or I'm super sick, and even when I've been sick, I still cover them, okay? I had COVID the week before I had you guys, okay? And everything was the same. I didn't teach live, it was just done by a video early, okay? So from all of this, please, you might learn the most from this lesson. If you've achieved as expected, you probably took care of everything that you were asked to do. And it's what you were asked to do. Can I force you to do anything? Go. If you did everything you were asked to do but achieved less than you expected, I feel for you. But when I go through these tests individually, you'll see that you probably made some silly mistakes that I'll show you, so you'll learn for next time. Okay? Because I don't think I'm going to teach you wrong. And then lastly, if you did not do everything you were asked to do, then your grade probably reflects that. Okay? That was our first test out of the way. You see how I operate. I'm not going to change. I think it's effective. But yeah, there's my rant.